The Estonian
show, Cross, the award-winning actor, writer, and producer, Mr. Aldous Hodge, and one of television's brightest lights, noted actress, Ms. Samantha Walks.
Well, good evening, everybody.
I don't think they heard you because they still getting to their seats.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They still taking their pictures.
Them selfies.
Look here, family. She said, "Good evening, everybody." There we go.
There we go.
All right, look, while y'all are getting adjusted, I'm going to let you know we're going to have a good time tonight. I don't care what's going on in the world right now. This room is the hope that we all need to see.
Yes.
All right? We're going to have fun tonight.
Yes.
Don't be surprised if you mess around, break out into a spiritual, okay? I mean, we shall overcome. Don't be surprised.
Hey.
You know what? Maybe I should have said exciting night, right?
Maybe.
Because we are as excited as ever to be here with everybody this evening.
Yes, and unlike theater stages on TV, we don't always get an audience, so we love to see a sold-out house.
Absolutely.
So thank you for being here, and thanks for supporting the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation.
And thanks to CBCF for all the great work they do. I mean, we all benefit from it, and that's exactly why we're here.
And we're thrilled to be here tonight.
You know, actually, we're thrilled to be in any place together because we all very much need each other right now.
That's right. And Aldous, I'm so proud of our series Cross.
Oh, yeah.
And I know you are too, because it gave me the opportunity to play a passionate black activist, which felt feeling very true to who I am as a young black woman.
I mean, look, you did an amazing job. You came by it honestly, and that's why we're both here tonight. Look, it's a privilege for us to be here among our fellow committed black activists.
Yes, and we are made for this moment, all of us, as our ALC theme says.
Now, we've raised the bar for black achievement and black excellence. We expect to succeed. We expect black excellence. And tonight, we're all here to celebrate it at the 2025 Phoenix Awards.
And speaking of black excellence, let's start with a leader who now embodies it. She's taken on a huge challenge, chairing the largest congressional black caucus in history, 61 senators and representatives.
Yes, it is a giant responsibility, but in a very short time, she's proven herself to be a brilliant strategist and a dedicated, courageous fighter, which is not surprising for her being the daughter of Jamaican immigrants and a native of Brooklyn, New York. What's up, BK? And she's also a veteran of nearly 2 decades in Congress.
She's fearless, and through it all, she's maintained her optimism and her confidence. She inspires us all. Let's welcome the United States representative from the 9th District of New York and the courageous chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, Congresswoman Yvette D. Clarke.
Thank you all so much, and thanks to our talented and gorgeous hosts. Aren't they fabulous? They act like you know. Give it up, y'all. I have to tell you, I love our ALC theme this year, made for this moment. Power, policy, and progress. Now let me tell you why I love it. We are made for this moment. Because the ugly reactionary forces we face are nothing new. We've seen them for centuries. But who knows more than we do about standing up to those forces? Throughout history, we have risen to fight them and win. We have the power to meet this moment. We're not only the largest Congressional Black Caucus ever, we're the largest caucus in Congress. We have the policies to meet this moment, aided by the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, its research, and the young leaders it is developing, we've got concrete measures to advocate for equity and the economic development of Black communities. And we look upon this moment as an opportunity for progress. We have the will and the means to take advantage of this moment and the open doors it will inevitably present. As in the past, it will take vision, courage, and determination. And yes, it will take time. But history is on our side. I am so thankful for the honor of working with the dedicated and talented colleagues, the members of the Congressional Black Caucus. I'm so grateful to them all, and I want you to meet them now. These are the people leading the charge in Washington to meet this moment with power, policy, and progress. Thank you all so much. And now, let's meet the members of the Congressional Black Caucus.
Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton, District of Columbia, serving Congress since 1991. Representative Maxine Waters, California, 43rd Congressional District, serving Congress since 1991. Representative Bobby Scott, Virginia, 3rd Congressional District, serving Congress since 1993. Representative Benny G. Thompson, Mississippi, 2nd Congressional District, serving Congress since 1993. Representative Danny K. Davis, Illinois, 7th Congressional District, serving Congress since 1997. Representative Gregory W. Meeks, New York, 5th Congressional District, serving Congress since 1998. Representative David Scott, Georgia, 13th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2003. Representative Emmanuel Cleaver II, Missouri, 5th District, serving Congress since 2005. Representative Gwen Moore, Wisconsin, 4th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2005. Representative Yvette D. Clarke, New York, 9th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2007. Representative Hank Johnson, Georgia, 4th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2007. Representative Kwesi Mfume, Maryland, 7th Congressional District, serving Congress from 1987 to 1996 and again since 2020. Representative Andre Carson, Indiana, 7th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2008. Representative Terry A. Sewell, Alabama, 7th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2011. Representative Frederica S. Wilson, Florida, 24th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2011. Representative Joyce Beatty, Ohio, 3rd Congressional District, serving Congress since 2013. Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries, New York, 8th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2013. Representative Mark Vesey, Texas, 33rd Congressional District, serving Congress since 2013. Representative Alma Adams, North Carolina, 12th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2014. Representative Stacey E. Plaskett, Virgin Islands, serving Congress since 2015. Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman, New Jersey, 12th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2015. Representative Dwight Evans, Pennsylvania, 3rd Congressional District, serving Congress since 2016. Senator Lisa Blunt Rochester, Delaware, serving Congress since 2017. Representative Stephen Horsford, Nevada, 4th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2019. Representative Johanna Hayes, Connecticut, 5th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2019. Representative Lucy McBath, Georgia, 6th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2018. Representative Joe Neguse, Colorado, 2nd Congressional District, serving Congress since 2019. Representative Ilhan Omar, Minnesota, 5th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2019. Representative Marilyn Strickland, Washington, 10th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2021. Representative Nikema Williams, Georgia, 5th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2021. Senator Raphael Warnock, Georgia, serving Congress since 2021. Representative Troy A. Carter Sr., Louisiana, 2nd Congressional District, serving Congress since 2021. Representative Chantel Brown, Ohio, 11th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2021. Representative Sheila Sherpalis McCormick, Florida, 20th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2022. Representative Jasmine Crockett, Texas, 30th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2023. Representative Don Davis, North Carolina, 1st Congressional District, serving Congress since 2020. District, serving Congress since 2025. Representative Janelle Bynum, Oregon, 5th Congressional District, serving Congress since 2025.
Beautiful group. Can we thank them again, please? They are warriors, every one of them.
Absolutely. And there are other warriors we need to thank and honor. Before we celebrate the winners of the 2025 Phoenix Awards, we want to celebrate the lives that, as our anthem says, have brought us thus far on the way. We remember them now with love and with profound gratitude, those who have transitioned in the last year, and two of the founding CDC members.
half a century, the Congressional Black Caucus has been a moral compass for our nation, fighting for equality, justice, and opportunity. At the heart of this movement were two giants, Congressman Charles Rangel of New York and Congressman William Bill Clay Sr. of Missouri. Both men entered Congress in 1969 during a time of civil rights transformation in America. Together, they helped establish a Congressional Black Caucus in 1971, a collective voice determined to ensure that the struggles and aspirations of Black Americans would no longer be ignored. Charles Rangel, a titan of public service and a decorated Korean War veteran, became one of the most influential voices on Capitol Hill. In 1965, he marched alongside his peers and his people in Selma, Alabama. As chair of the powerful Ways and Means Committee, he championed policies that strengthened working families, advanced health care, and opened doors of opportunity for communities long shut out of prosperity. William Bill Clay Sr., equally fearless, broke barriers as the first African American to represent Missouri in Congress. A fighter for civil rights, workers, and voting rights, he authored legislation to expand equal employment protections and founded the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, ensuring that generations of young leaders could follow in his footsteps. Their lives remind us that progress is not inevitable. It is fought for, day after day, vote after vote, speech after speech. And because of their vision, courage, and persistence, the arc of American history bent closer toward justice. Today, we honor Charles Rangel. We honor Bill Clay. Together, their lives shaped a legacy that endures in every fight for fairness, in every voice raised for justice, in every young leader who dares to dream bigger because of the path they cleared. May we carry their torch forward with the same courage, the same conviction, and the same love for our people.
Thank you. We remember them with reverence. Their service, their sacrifices, their successes inspire us to continue using our power for progress.
The Congressional Black Caucus Foundation keeps the flame of the ancestors burning brightly, and that flame continues to light our path forward. The CBCF is on the job 24/7, doing everything they can to support the CBC. The CBCF supplies the research, the tools to help them carry on the fight, and they've been nurturing and training new generations of Black policymakers and political leaders for almost 5 decades.
And there's a woman who's the driving force behind the incredible work of the CBCF in guiding this year's ALC. Please give it up for the President and the CEO of the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, Miss Nicole Austin Hillary.
Thank you so much, Samantha and Aldous. Welcome, everyone, to the 54th Annual Legislative Conference Phoenix Awards Dinner. You all look so beautiful. It's wonderful to see you. I want to, first of all, thank you for making this, once again, a sold-out event. Please, yes, give yourselves a round of applause. I also want to thank our incredible sponsors. You have made 2025 another fantastic year for ALC. Your support and contributions are an important affirmation that even in the toughest of times, and we know we are in tough times, amen, that we can all work together to empower our elected leaders with the tools they need to give us the policies that we need for our communities to make it all work better for us in this country. So please join me in thanking all of our sponsors tonight. Now, those of you who have joined us over the past several days for our policy forums and our brain trust know that this year working together means more than ever because we are in a critical moment. This year's ALC is about everyone unifying, coming together, understanding that we have real work to do. And that doing that real work requires unity, it requires collaboration, and you all have been on full display with that throughout this entire week. As you have heard us say each and every day of this conference, we are made for this moment, and you all have shown that with your strength and your unity throughout these several days, and I thank you for that. But I want you to know this theme is not just about words, even though they sound lovely when we say them. This theme gives us confidence. It is a call to action for all of us to engage, to organize, to speak out forcefully with unity and determination. None of us in this moment has the luxury of sitting down and doing nothing. We all have an obligation to be leaders in our own right, in our own communities, and do what we need to do to get us to a better place. At the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, we have been working with you to do just that. We have been providing the data, the hard facts, and the evidence that our representatives and senators need to combat those who would turn back the hands of time, who would erase our history and tell us that what we do and who we are doesn't matter. Those who are working to bring back the handcuffs of the past. But we are not standing for that. I am proud of the way our leaders have been speaking up and speaking out. And I, in my role, pledge to them and to all of you that the CBCF will continue to support and sustain them in this struggle. With you, we are not going anywhere, and we are going to keep on keeping on. And now, with that, I want to introduce you to a leader who is forceful, dynamic, and who stands with us and beside us each and every day at the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation. She is a valiant leader. She is a daughter of the South. She has worked tirelessly for voting rights and so many other issues of equity and justice. And she serves as the chairperson of our Congressional Black Caucus Foundation Board of Directors. Please help me to welcome to the stage the representative from the 7th Congressional District of Alabama, the chair of our CBCF Board of Directors, Congresswoman Terry A. Sewell.
Thank you, Nicole. I want to begin by thanking everyone who made this week possible. To my fellow members of the CBCF Board of Directors who are here tonight, would you please stand and be recognized? The Board of Directors of the CBCF. Your dedication and leadership means so much to all of us. And to our support system, the CBC spouses and the CBCF staff, thank you. You have handled this week flawlessly, and it is always a pleasure to work with you. Next to the planners and the fundraisers for this fabulous week, my colleagues on the 2025 ALC Task Force. Our fearless leader, CBC Chair, none other than Representative Yvette Clarke of the CBC, our dynamic ALC honorary co-chairs, Senator Angela Alsobrook and Representative Joe Neguse. And to the President and CEO of the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, Nicole Austin Hillary, let's give a round of applause to everyone on the task force for ALC. This ALC is much more than a hashtag. It is a testament to the power of collaboration and leadership in these critical and, yes, unprecedented times. For the past 8 years, we've seen an onslaught of attacks from every angle, but we at the CBCF and we in the CBC have not been silent. We fought against those attacks by speaking up forcefully and directly. Because of your unwavering support, we stand united against these attacks. And now we need to make sure that our momentum doesn't slow down. And the way that we do that is to support the CBCF Endowment Fund. It is about sustainability. It is about allowing us to grow, strategize, and continue to strengthen our power, our policy, and our progress. Thanks to the growth of our endowment, the CBCF can offer thousands in scholarships to a record number of students throughout this country. That is the power of the Endowment Fund. It provides opportunity and it transforms lives. And by pouring into these young people, we are not only uplifting them and all of their success, but we're also investing in our future. We are helping to cultivate the leaders and change makers of tomorrow. Tonight, please consider contributing to the Endowment Fund. Your generosity today ensures that we remain a beacon of hope and opportunity for years to come. Thank you for that support. Now, before we get on with the first Phoenix Award, please turn your attention to the video screens for a message from one of our corporate partners, our dear friends at Comcast.
This summer, Congressional Black Caucus Foundation interns traveled to Comcast headquarters for a day of connection, learning, and inspiration. They heard directly from Comcast executives who shared their personal stories, professional insights, and encouragement for the road ahead. This is the kind of engagement we're proud to support, where future leaders are empowered to dream big and lead boldly. Through Project Up, our $1 billion initiative to advance economic mobility, we're investing in lasting impact, building a future where opportunity and success are within reach. Comcast is proud to partner with the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation to support the next generation of leaders. Through our $3 million investment in the CBCF Endowment Campaign, we're deepening our commitment to creating pathways for equal opportunity. This is just the beginning. Under this transformative partnership, Comcast is directly contributing to CBCF's ability to develop emerging leaders, conduct critical policy research, and provide scholarships and fellowships that empower future changemakers. This commitment will have a lasting impact on communities nationwide and help create a future of unlimited possibilities.
Thank you again to Comcast and to all of our supporters. You know, each year I have the honor to present the CBCF Chairs Award. As a bonus this year, I also have the pleasure of presenting the CBC Body Award. This recipient is receiving both awards. This person whose dignity and leadership fills all of us with a sense of pride. She embodies those three words that define this year's conference: power, policy, and progress. Throughout her distinguished career, she has consistently pursued her passion and her purpose to bring all Americans together as one nation. No elected public servant has had to face the type of intense scrutiny, the resentment, the threats, and the bigotry that she has. And through it all, she has continued to speak out and to serve. She remains a significant figure in American political life. Just this month, she released her memoirs of the 2024 presidential campaign. It's called 107 Days. Let's see more. Please turn your attention to the video screens.
Tonight, we honor a trailblazer, a history maker, and a tireless advocate for justice, former Vice President Kamala Harris. From her earliest days in public service to the highest office in the nation, her journey has been defined by courage, vision, and an unwavering commitment to uplifting communities across America. Kamala Harris began her career as a prosecutor in Alameda County, California, where she fought for victims' rights and public safety while advocating for criminal justice reform. As California's Attorney General, she led groundbreaking initiatives to address systemic inequities, Harris recognized early on that justice must be both fair and equitable, particularly for communities of color who too often face barriers to opportunity. In the United States Senate, Vice President Harris advanced legislation aimed at closing racial disparities in the criminal justice system, protecting voting rights, expanding healthcare access, and increasing educational opportunities for Black and brown communities. In 2019 and 2020, Kamala Harris launched her historic campaign for the presidency of the United States. Her candidacy broke barriers and inspired millions, showing the world that leadership knows no limits for women and for Black Americans. As the 49th Vice President of the United States, Harris continued her lifelong commitment to public service. She brought the perspective and experiences of her life and career to every challenge, embodying resilience, leadership, and the courage to speak truth to power. Throughout her journey, Kamala Harris has never lost sight of the next generation. She has inspired young people to pursue leadership, to fight for justice, and to believe in their own power to effect change. Tonight, the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation celebrates Kamala Harris, not only for her historic milestones, but for her enduring dedication to justice, equity, and opportunity. She has shown that when barriers are broken, communities thrive, and voices are amplified. Kamala Harris reminds us that history is not just made by holding office, it is made by lifting others up, advocating for justice, and creating a future where every person has the chance to rise. For breaking barriers, shaping history, and inspiring generations, we honor you tonight.
It is my distinct honor to present the 2025 CBCF Chairs Award and the 2025 CBC Body Award to one of our very own, a former member of the Congressional Black Caucus, the former Vice President of these United States, and the first African-American woman to be nominated by a major party for the presidency of the United States. Rise to your feet as I bring and present the Honorable Kamala Harris. Good evening, CBC. Good evening, everyone. Let me thank CBCF Foundation Chair, Congresswoman Terry Sewell, for that beautiful introduction. And I thank CBC Chair, Congresswoman Yvette Clarke, and all of the CBC members, all of the award winners, and everyone gathered here for your long-standing leadership and support. As a former, and I consider myself lifetime member of CBC, I am deeply honored to receive this award. For more than half a century, the CBC has not only been the conscience of the Congress, but a conscience of America, fighting for opportunity, for equality, and for freedom. With your help, 75 million Americans stood with us last year on behalf of a stronger America. Stood with a belief in the promise of America. And today the CBC, in the tradition of its founders, confronts an unprecedented but not unfamiliar threat to that promise. The United States Congress has equal power to the executive branch in our constitutional government. And your work, then, is more important than ever, especially as your colleagues bend the knee and fail to uphold their constitutional duty.
With each day, we are witnessing a president who has lined his own pockets and those of the super rich while he raises tariffs on the backs of working people, cuts SNAP and Medicaid, ignores science, ends the war on cancer, and deploys the United States military to the streets of America. And let us be clear, we predicted all that. But CBC, what I did not predict was the capitulation. The universities, law firms, media corporations, the titans of industry who have been so quick to kneel before a tyrant. But I'll tell you who refuses to capitulate: the people. When a president with a fragile ego couldn't take a joke and brought down the weight of the federal government to silence the voice of a citizen, folks spoke with their pocketbooks this week, and Jimmy Kimmel is now back on the air. And when Dr. Jamal Bryant issued a call to speak with your pocketbooks, the power of the people was also demonstrated. A time such as this demands that the leaders in this room remind the people of their power, speak truth, and speak with courage, even when you don't have all the answers. A time such as this demands that we win the midterms and enforce checks and balances on this unchecked, incompetent, unhinged president. Yesterday, I had the joy of visiting students at my alma mater, Howard University. You know. And while I was there, I remembered when I was their age. I got to Howard when I was 17. When I was their age, Ronald Reagan was president. And the extreme right wing was hatching the long-term agenda that is being swiftly implemented today, enhanced today by propaganda and misinformation. And recall, they played the long game, working for decades to take over state houses, gerrymander districts, stack the Supreme Court, and create the radical blueprint currently being used by this administration. As I have written, the current president is their vehicle, but the road was paved over decades by a hot and pungent brew: Ronald Reagan's celebrity, the belligerent discourse of Newt Gingrich, and the nativism of Pat Buchanan. CBC, we have some deep work to do. At first, I would offer we must prioritize immediacy. Focus on the immediate issues that people face, like the rising cost of groceries, housing, and child care. Second, we cannot allow them to gaslight us by suggesting that the powerless and not the powerful are responsible for our predicament. And finally, please let's get over the savior complex, which suggests one individual can save us. Come on. Because Democrats, we have so many stars. We have so many stars, and many of them are in this room right now. You are the leaders who are up for the fight. You are leaders who have courage. You are leaders who speak truth. Leaders who know that at a time such as this, it demands one thing for sure. We must fight fire with fire. So CBC, let's get to work. Thank you.
Honored guests, please welcome back the President and CEO of the CBCF, Nicole Austin Hillary.
Thank you so much, former Vice President Harris. Can we please give her another round of applause? And thank you so much to our chairwoman, Congresswoman Terry Sewell. We appreciate you so much and your leadership, and we appreciate our board of directors and our corporate advisory council. They are the wind beneath our wings. Now, as you heard Representative Sewell say, there is nothing more important to our work at the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation than the work of our Leadership Institute. That is the part of the foundation that houses our interns, our fellows, and our scholarships. Yet, I love you, interns. Okay, y'all, I'm sorry. These are not in my notes, but interns, stand up. Stand up. Stand up, CBCF interns, fellows, former scholarship recipients. Stand up. We love you. I tell them all the time, once you're in the CBCF family, you are not going anywhere. You are with us for life. You all heard that noise, that cadence, that excitement, did you not? That's why we were founded. Those prescient original members of the Congressional Black Caucus founded the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation because they said, we need an institution that will ensure that young future black leaders have an opportunity, that underserved young people have an opportunity, and that it shouldn't matter if your parents are wealthy and can foot the bill for you to live in Washington for a summer. It shouldn't matter if you live in a certain part of the country. It shouldn't matter if you know someone famous and powerful who can get you to Washington. That's not what it is about. What they said is we need to create a pipeline for future leaders so that anyone with a dream, with talent and ingenuity can be a success. And that is what our Leadership Institute is about, and that is why the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation was founded. And you all are an important part of that because you have been supporting us, you have been supporting dream makers, and you have been supporting future leaders. Now, I want you to know that it takes a lot of support from each and every one of us to see to it that these young leaders have what they need. We want to make sure that they can continue to come to Washington because through our programs, we make sure they have everything. They have their room, their board, their Metro cards, their stipends. We want to make sure that all they have to do is concentrate on being successful young people. We want to show you right now a couple of videos because we want you to get a closer look at what I mean when I talk about these young people. They spotlight the Leadership Institute as well as our Center for Policy Analysis and Research, which you heard me talk about a little earlier. And then I would like for you to hear from two of those young talents that I mentioned. So, can you help me right now? Step up. Be counted in this very moment. Again, our theme this year is made for this moment. Made for this moment means being ready, being strategic, getting us through the challenges that we're facing, but it also means investing in the young people who will be the future leaders, the ones who will be the change makers that we all believe in. So I want you to take out your phones. I know you have them because I've been seeing you take lovely pictures. I've been in a few of them with you. So take them out. Scan that QR code that are on the screens, the QR codes that are on your table, and I want you to show your support. Don't just talk your talk, walk your talk. And I know that the people in this room, you all are amazing leaders and warriors, and I know that's what you do. So show us and make certain you get behind the young interns and fellows and scholars at the CBCF and show us your support. Thank you so much, and keep up the wonderful work.
CBCF's Leadership Institute is where ambition meets opportunity, opening doors to Capitol Hill and beyond for young and passionate Black professionals, fueling the next generation of advocates, change makers, and public servants. We're not just preparing Black leaders, we're preparing the nation for what's possible when they lead.
Through immersive internships and advanced fellowships, the Leadership Institute connects emerging Black leaders with real-world experience.
The CBCF Leadership Institute gave me a foundation, helping me find my purpose and use my voice.
Each year, the Leadership Institute invests more than $500,000 into the future of Black excellence and progress through scholarships and fellowships.
From the skills I learned to the connections I've gained, this fellowship has shaped my present and my future in more ways than one.
Since 1985, over 10,000 young Black professionals have completed the Leadership Institute, transforming their passion into purpose. This was the dream of our founders 49 years ago, and this led us to establish the Alumni Network Council here at the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation.
Our alumni have turned their participation in our programs into full-time careers, serving on Capitol Hill, shaping policy in federal agencies, and leading advocacy in nonprofits and lobbying firms across the country.
The Leadership Institute showed me that our leaders on the Hill, doing the work now, they believe in us as much as we believe in them.
They're eager to teach, and we're ready to learn.
When we invest in young Black leaders, we invest in a future where all of us can thrive.
Your support helps shape our shared future. Together, we can empower the next generation to lead with purpose and integrity. Be the change you want to see. Donate today to the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation and pour into the next generation of leaders.
Policy sets the tone for justice. It breaks barriers, preserves history, and strengthens communities.
CPAR is the education and research arm of the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation. So we help to design research and analyze policy, as well as design programming to help inform the public and shape public discourse around advancing Black communities.
CPAR's mission is to inform, influence, and inspire policies that reflect the realities and aspirations of Black communities. Policy can be a powerful tool for justice, but only if it reflects the people that it serves.
Our research is clear. Black communities continue to face challenges around justice and safety. Health equity isn't just important, it's a top priority for Black voters. We've also seen how deeply representation matters in the classroom. Black students who have at least one Black teacher by the third grade are 13% more likely to enroll in college. The work is grounded in data, led by community, and driven by belief that equity shouldn't be just a dream, but a reality.
Our fellows are not just learning, they're leading, pulling insights from data to shape policies that resonate with our community.
Being a part of CPAR has empowered me to turn passion into policy, making a real difference.
Your support fuels our mission here at the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation. You help us turn research into results and policies into progress. But understand, we cannot do it alone. We must have you. Every policy and every paper, it all depends on people and partners like you. So please, support our vision. Advance equity with us.
My name is Pax Fordham.
And I'm Charlene Stanberry.
And it's truly an honor for us to be here with you tonight.
We're here as proud former CBCF interns, shaped by the opportunities that the CBCF provides for young leaders.
Oh yeah, when I joined the CBCF as a communications intern, I didn't realize just how transformative it would be. I mean, I learned how storytelling, advocacy, and communications can have a real impact in our communities. And it gave me bigger dreams to pursue.
The CBCF Institute got into the real work of making public policy. As the Vice President of Government Relations at the National Association of Broadcasters, I'm working every day to influence regulatory and public affairs. My time as a CBCF intern introduced me to those skills and placed me on that journey.
You're pretty real.
Thank you, Pax. I got you.
We got to connect. All right. We're just two examples of the countless ways the Leadership Institute changes lives. Year after year, interns, fellows, and scholars step into spaces they never thought possible in government, business, nonprofits, and advocacy. They bring fresh ideas and bold leadership to work towards racial and economic justice.
And we are committed to giving back. In my case, that means teaching at Florida International's DC campus, illuminating policy and ethics for the next generation.
But none of this work happens without your support. The scholarships, the mentorship programs, and leadership development are funded by the people in this room. People who believe in the power of investing in the next generation.
So today we're asking you to continue that investment. Every contribution you make fuels the dreams of someone who, like Pax and I, just needed an opportunity to prove what was possible. Please consider making a donation to the CBCF via the QR code at your table or on the video screens.
We're at a moment when we need leadership, vision, and courage more than ever. With your support, CBCF will continue to open doors and nurture talent. Again, that QR code is right on your table and also here on the video screens.
Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for believing in young leaders. And thank you for standing with CBCF in building a brighter, stronger, more equitable future. And now, please watch to see what Meta is doing to fuel the CBCF mission.
So excited for book club.
Super ready over here.
See you tonight.
I'll see you tonight. Bye. Hey, Meta, how can I rearrange my living room to feel more nautical?
Rearrange furniture in angular shapes to evoke a ship's layout.
I'm down. What should I do with the sofa?
Make a captain's quarters with a sofa and add other nautical decor to enhance the feel.
Hey, Meta, give me some clever whale pun names for these appetizers.
Humpback hummus, narwhal nachos.
Cute. Hey, Meta, how can I make this look more nautical?
Add a red scarf.
Oh. Good call. So does that mean the whale symbolizes everything and nothing?
Yes. The whale represents the vastness of life and the meaninglessness of existence.
Can I get some discussion starters for Moby Dick?
Here are some topics. Revenge and morality.
Thanks. Let's start with revenge.
Good one.
Oh, yes. Okay, well, thank you, Pax and Charlie. Look at the babies doing it. Pax was smooth, wasn't he? Smooth, wasn't he? It was like, look, what I'm going to need everybody in the room to do, I'm going to need you to hit that Zelle, that Venmo, that Cash App. You know what it is. Look, that's what it is, y'all. Okay, that's the young, black, progressive leadership that will carry on the legacy and the progress that we have started. So come on, step up. Please give generously.
Yes. Now let us continue our celebrations, y'all, with another special guest. She's very special to you and me, Aldous.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Look, so for those of you who have watched, you know that our series Cross is set right here in D.C., all right? Thank you. And you know, the city isn't just a backdrop for our show. It serves as an actual character, okay? The energy of this town, the iconic landmarks, the cultural history, the beautiful people, the intelligent people, the smooth, amazing, beautiful, just great, great, great people of D.C., right? They inspire the making of the cast who we all get to depict every single day, and we love you for it. So it's especially exciting for Samantha and me to be here in this beautiful city surrounded by those beautiful people I was just talking about.
And it's especially exciting and a real honor for us to introduce the two-term mayor of Washington, D.C., the Honorable Muriel Bowser.
Well, good evening, CBC, and thank you, Aldis and Samantha, for that beautiful introduction and comments about our city. I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm proud to be the mayor of the best city in the world. And I want to begin by recognizing and thanking Congresswoman Yvette Clarke for chairing the CBC and hosting the CBC caucus events here in Washington, D.C. And I want to thank and recognize all of the members of the Congressional Black Caucus for being amazing supporters of Washington. I want to take one moment to acknowledge our Congresswoman and warrior and thank her for her decades of service to Washington, D.C., Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton. And to my friend, Senator Angela Also Brooks, we are so very proud of you for helping to host this week's events in your very first year as a United States Senator. We know with you in the Senate, you're always going to have our back, and the truth is the entire CBC has our back. Let me say a few things about the real Washington, D.C. We are 700,000 Americans who live and work here, and each of them has their own story. Some come here to work for the Congress, others come here for Howard University like our Vice President, and others, like me, were born and raised here. The real D.C. is safe, beautiful, and strong. In 2025, our city was the fastest growing in the nation. Our schools enrolling more students and outperforming their peers nationwide. We passed 30 consecutive balanced budget. We've seen a precipitous decline in violent crime. We are green, walkable, beautiful, and we have the top-ranked park system in the nation. And last year, 27 million people visited Washington, D.C. And that doesn't happen unless your city is clean, safe, vibrant, and welcoming. It's also our story, however, that D.C. contributes to our nation, but we're not fully represented in our nation. We pay taxes, we serve in the military, we're blocks away from the Capitol, but our Congresswoman doesn't have a vote, and we have no representation in the Senate. And our Home Rule Charter even allows our budget and laws to be interfered with. That is undemocratic, and it's un-American. And I know when we become the 51st state, it will be because the CBC led the way. Thank you, CBC.
Honored guests, please welcome back Aldis Hodge and Samantha Walks.
A long time coming, but I know. Thank you so much, Mayor Bowser. You've always made us feel so welcome here in D.C.
Yes, indeed. Just real quick, how we feeling tonight, family? Y'all good? All right. Food's good? I cooked it myself, so. All right. Now, we are blessed to have another one of our most illustrious leaders with us tonight. He's been in Congress for a dozen years, and he quickly rose to prominence in the House of Representatives. His leadership was recognized when he became the chairman of the House Democratic Caucus in 2019, and just 4 years later, the House Minority Leader, the first African American in history to hold either of those positions.
Yes, and he's been an absolutely outstanding leader, and it's an honor and a thrill to introduce him to you now, a member of the Congressional Black Caucus, the minority leader of the House, and the representative of New York's 8th Congressional District, the Honorable Hakeem Jeffries.
Good evening, CBC family. It's a high honor and a distinct privilege to stand before you today as a member of the Congressional Black Caucus. 62 members strong, the most ever, and more black women serving in the House and the Senate than at any other point in time in American history. And all of us stand on the shoulders of 13 legendary founders, 12 strong men, and one powerful woman, the Honorable Shirley Chisholm from Brooklyn, New York. The founders of the CBC gave us a charge from the very beginning. They told us no permanent friends, no permanent enemies, but always permanent interests. That at all times we should be charged with standing up for the health, the safety, and the well-being of our community and of the country. They made that clear, and the CBC is made for this moment, standing up and leading the charge. Now, in just a few days, the government may shut down. Our position has been clear. We will meet with anyone at any time and at any place to try to reach a spending agreement that actually meets the needs of our community and the American people. But we will not support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of the American people. We're standing up for Medicaid, standing up for Medicare, standing up for the Affordable Care Act, and standing up for the principle that in this country, the wealthiest country in the history of the world, health care can't simply be a privilege available only to the wealthy, the well-off, and the well-connected. Health care must be a right available to every single American. That's our position. Cancel the cuts, lower the costs, and save health care. Now, these are challenging times. The scripture tells us in 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, that's 2 Corinthians, not 2 Corinthians. If you're going to sell the Bible, Mr. President, you should know the Bible. In 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, the 8th verse, the Apostle Paul writes, we are troubled on every side, but not distressed, perplexed, but never in despair. It certainly is the case that we got trouble all around us. A hater in the White House, haters in the cabinet, haters in the Congress, wickedness in high places. In fact, I've come to the conclusion a few years ago that while Jim Crow may be dead, he still got some nieces and nephews that are alive and well. Trouble all around us. We want to move the country forward. They want to turn back the clock. We're fighting hard to bring people together. They are tearing us apart. We fight for the people. They fight for the privileged few. We believe in truth and reconciliation. They want to erase our history, but black history is American history, and we will never let them erase it. Not now, not ever. Trouble all around us. But we're not distressed. because we stand on the shoulders of giants who have always found a path to make a way out of no way. Stand on the shoulders of giants like Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, Sojourner Truth, W.E.B. Du Bois, Mary McLeod Bethune, Jackie Robinson, Rosa Parks, A. Philip Randolph, Fannie Lou Hamer, John Lewis, Malcolm X, and the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and so many others. We stand on the shoulders of giants who've always found a way to move us forward. In fact, it was Dr. King, as I close, during the early days of the Civil Rights Movement, who made the observation in March of 1956, when folks thought it would be impossible to make it to the other side. He said at the Concord Baptist Church that we've got to, at all times, press on and keep pressing. Dr. King said that if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But at all times, we've got to press on and keep pressing. I think it was Dr. King who gave us the blueprint for what we need to do today. As we leave this gathering, we've got to press on for our community, press on for our children, press on for our seniors, press on for our unions, press on for our dreamers, press on for our veterans, press on for working families, press on for the middle class, press on for the poor, press on for the sick, press on for the afflicted, press on for the least, press on for the lost, press on for the left behind, press on for civil rights, press on for voting rights, press on for racial justice, press on for social justice, press on for economic justice, press on for democracy, press on for freedom. Trouble on every side, but we're not distressed. We've got to press on until victory is won. God bless you, CBC.
Honored guests, please welcome back Aldous Hodge and some.
Let that man cook.
Thank you, Leader Jeffries, and we're all wishing you strength as you continue your courageous service. Now, I need to take a moment, y'all, and I hope you join me in showing some love to my friend Aldous here, because, you know, Aldous, we mentioned Cross, but I want to remind these beautiful people of your amazing performance in One Night in Miami. Right? Right? I'm going to take a moment.
Got me up here blushing. My mom and all this now. Come on now, calm down. No, thank you very much. Thank you. Look, it was an honor for me to be in that film, particularly to work with the brilliant black excellence that is Regina King and Kim Powers. It was especially an honor to be asked to bring the life of NFL great Jim Brown to the screen. Now, in that film, we tried to capture a snapshot of the importance of the times and what those men were challenged with. And in that moment, Mr. Brown had a message for us all. Because despite his self-doubt, despite the obstacles he faced, he spoke his truth. He taught us to be bold and to be fearless.
Yes. And that's a great point, Aldous. And now we're playing the long game. And we're more capable often than we realize. Our resilience is part of our divine nature as human beings, and we are fortunate to have leaders who guide us forward.
And here again is one of those leaders, the chair of the CBC. Please welcome back Congresswoman Yvette Clarke.
Thank you very much. One of the perks of my job is that I get to give out one of the CBC Cheers Awards. But, you know, maybe it's not such a perk after all. It's tough. With so many deserving black leaders in so many fields, it's a challenge to pick just one person. But it's a good problem to have. And believe me, I welcome it, especially this year when there's an outstanding candidate who is no stranger to the Congressional Black Caucus. During the 112th session of Congress, she served as the Executive Director and General Counsel of the Congressional Black Caucus. She's a veteran of government and politics and a champion of social justice. She has forged partnerships and coalitions among Capitol Hill, NGOs, and other powerful stakeholders to move our agenda forward. As a media celebrity, she's appeared on just about every network imaginable. She's been featured in the New York Times, the Washington Post, Essence, Vanity Fair, and a host of other publications. She's an unstoppable voice in the national discussions of social justice, culture, history, and politics. Her commentary has appeared on The Daily Show, ESPN, CNN, and she's one of the co-hosts of the podcast, Native Land. You might have seen them stationed right outside tonight. Let's watch to learn more. Friends and supporters, please join us in paying tribute to the 2025 CBC Cheers awardee, Ms. Angela Rye.
Stage, the honorary co-chairs of the 2025 CBCF Annual Legislative Conference, Senator Angela Alsobrooks, and the Assistant Democratic Leader of the House, Representative Joe Neguse.
Just can't get you out of my mind. You become a sweet taste in my mouth.
You know, they say it's better to give than to receive. But the recipients of the Phoenix Awards are all so amazing that it's a little humbling to be among the givers.
Senator, no false modesty now. Let's give it up for the first black U.S. Senator from the state of Maryland, Angela Alsobrooks. We're here tonight to present another incredible woman with the ALC Honorary Co-Chairs Award.
She's someone who's made sure that we have a voice in the rapid-fire changes in technology that are shaping the future and seeing to it that we don't get left out.
She's a veteran of government and politics and a champion of social justice. Not only has she worked in the C-suites of Silicon Valley, she served as a senior advisor to the president of the NAACP. And in 2020, she founded the movement Win with Black Women, uniting black women leaders from all walks of life and creating lasting change.
As a media celebrity, she's appeared on about every network imaginable. She's been featured on CNN, BET, CNBC, and in the New York Times, Forbes magazine, the Washington Post, and a host of other publications. Let's see more about her.
Congratulations to Joteka, Edie, and to all of our honorees tonight. They are the living proof that we are indeed made for this moment.
And yes, and it's inspiring to see all these great leaders up here. And we know there are many more among you. And now it is time for even more inspiration from one of our most prominent elected officials.
Please welcome the 63rd governor of the state of Maryland. The first African American to hold that office, the Honorable Wes Moore.
Good evening, everybody. Today is the day the Lord hath made. So let us rejoice and be glad in it. CBC, I'm so honored to be here, and I'm grateful for the invitation. And first, can we please just say thank you to the CBCF staff, everyone who worked so hard to make tonight happen, everybody who made the food, everybody who's serving and cleaning up the dishes. We want to say thank you for helping have such a wonderful night. Can we also just please give a huge round of applause to our three remarkable awardees, Joteka, Angela, and MVP Kamala Harris. How blessed we are to be here on a night where they are recognized. I want to say thank you to the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, my friend Yvette Clarke, for the remarkable leadership that she continues to show. I also want to take a very personal point of privilege about how lucky I am that I can say Angela Alsobrooks is my senator. She is remarkable, and I'm so grateful to see the work that she is already doing. And I want to take another very personal point of privilege. Thank you for allowing me and my wife to have such a remarkable date night tonight, where Maryland really has the baddest first lady in the entire country. And I say this very, very respectfully to all the other governors in the country, that I got the hottest chick in the game wearing my chain. So, she told me not to do that. But listen, I do know we are in a very difficult moment right now. I do know that this moment is very heavy, and that we have an administration that is absolutely deliberate in their oppression. But I don't want to spend any time tonight talking about them or him, because I'm not interested in talking about how powerful the president is or how powerful the president thinks he is. I'm interested in talking about how powerful we are. I'm interested in talking about the fact that I know the CBC is built for this moment because we know that the CBC was built in moments like this. That the CBC was an organization and continues to be an organization that is called the conscience of Congress. And the CBC is very clear about the shoulders that it stands on. Because as CBC members, you don't just remind us about the issues that matter. You also remind us about the values that we share and the commitment that we have to each other to make sure that those values are protected. So listen, I am new to politics, but my training is I'm a soldier. And I have learned in my time that you never learn anything about anybody in times of ease. Because in easy times, anybody can show you anything. If you ever want to learn anything about anybody, watch them when it was hard. Watch them when it was tough. Watch them when it wasn't simple. Watch them when there were no easy decisions left. And that's exactly what the CBC has been doing now for decades. The CBC doesn't lead when it's easy. It wasn't founded when it was easy. The CBC leads when it's hard. It's the leadership of people like Joe Neguse. It's the leadership of people like Glenn Ivey. It's the leadership of people like Kwesi Nfume. It's the leadership of people like Chair Clark. It's the leadership of people like our future speaker, Hakeem Jeffries. It's the leadership of every single person in this room. And I get it, these times are tough. But I ain't betting against us, because we're tougher. And I want to be very clear, and I want to say that in Maryland, we are unapologetic about showing that there's a better way. That at a time when the president is spending his time condemning our history and banning our books, that in the state of Maryland, we are lifting up our history, and I actually signed legislation banning the banning of books. You will not ban books in the state of Maryland. That at a time when we have a president who is divesting in black genius and targeting black-owned businesses, that in Maryland, we have directed, just in my time, over $1.3 billion to Maryland's HBCUs and delivered over $800 million to black-owned businesses through procurement reform. That at a time when we have a president who's playing politics with rebuilding the Francis Scott Key Bridge. In Maryland, we're following the advice of my grandfather, Reverend James Joshua Thomas, when he told me, never let someone take something from you when they never gave it to you in the first place. And I want to thank the CBC, and I want to thank the bipartisan members of Congress for enacting a 100% cost share, and I promise you, we will continue to rebuild this bridge at a historic pace, and we will continue to make you proud. And at a time when we are watching the president attempting to gerrymander black leaders out of office, which, by the way, amounts to nothing more than political redlining. I know there are a lot of conversations happening around the country about drawing fair maps right now. So CBC, hear me. Donald Trump does not get to pick and choose which states have fair maps and which other states should sit on their hands. So, I want to be very clear and say it loud enough for the people in the back. While these other states are determining whether or not they have fair maps, Leader Jeffries, so will Maryland. History is not going to remember this administration well. But also, to those who are sitting down and doing nothing, to those who are capitulating, history will remember you worse. That the ancestors are watching us right now, and they are praying that we don't bend the knee. That our sister Shirley Chisholm did not bend the knee. That Brother Adam Clayton Powell did not bend the knee. My mentor Elijah Cummings did not bend the knee. That John Lewis did not bend the knee. And I've led soldiers in combat. I don't bend the knee for anybody. Because those who roll over they'll be forgotten. But those who stand up, they'll be immortal. And in the words of the late and the great Benjamin Mays, I only have a minute, 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, I did not choose it, but I know that I must use it. Give account if I abuse it. Suffer if I lose it. Only a tiny little minute, but eternity is in it. So CBC, this is our moment. Let's leave no one behind. And let's go be eternal. God bless you all. And thank you so much for everything you continue to do for each and every one of us.
Thanks to Governor Moore for that motivational message we all needed to hear.
And as so much of what's going on here this week at the ALC, we need only to not hear the message, but to heed it and turn it into action that drives power, policy, and progress. I'm going to say that one more time.
One more.
All right?
Run it back.
We need to turn it into action that drives power, policy, and progress. So we need to turn it into action that drives what?
Power.
Now I'm going to need to hear y'all say it. Turn that action into something that drives what? And. All right, y'all with me. Let's go.
Some away. Let's reflect on everything we've learned this week. Let's chat about it amongst ourselves while we get the stage ready for our headline entertainers.
Oh, yeah. Look, y'all, look, man, these headliners we got coming up, y'all not ready. I'm saying y'all not ready. Y'all want to know? Do y'all know who it is? Y'all want to know? Y'all want? Y'all? It's me. I've been practicing. Yeah, I've been getting my vocals up real quick.
You know I appreciate you, fam.
Right.
You know you can't sing. What you telling these people? Listen, y'all enjoy. We'll be right back.
I'm gonna say that.